Hello there and welcome to Clear Air Turbulence. In this video I'm going to be talking you through my experience of picking up my brand new Tesla Model 3. So I've had the car a couple of days now. I picked it up last Thursday, it's now Monday. And I took my friend Ben along with me because he works with cars, so I thought it'd be just good to have an extra pair of eyes to check things over. Yeah, so we arrived for our appointment, which was at 2 o'clock. We arrived a little bit early, more like 1:30, but they weren't able to sort of see us early. We talked to a guy, and he said no, the cars for the 2 o'clock delivery are sort of still on their way, and they should be ready at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock came though, and they still weren't ready. We went back to the store, and they still, we still had to wait about another 20 minutes or so. That didn't bother me, that's fine. But it just goes to show that they were busy. Basically, I really got the impression that they were struggling to keep on top of their workload. Now, I don't know whether that's just that day, or whether that's anything to do with lockdown and social distancing, or whether it's always like that. I don't know. But it seemed like at the 2 o'clock time there was about 2 or 3 people collecting a car, and I'm guessing that they have appointments like that hourly. So they're delivering 3 cars an hour at the store, I guess. Could be wrong. Yeah, so the people in the actual store, there was like 2 guys in the store, but they weren't really able to help us. They weren't the sort of delivery people, so they weren't really able to help us. So we were walking around the store for sort of 20 minutes awkwardly, making conversation with them as we waited for the delivery people to turn up. So then eventually they did, and a very nice lady took us down to the car park to where the car was waiting, and she showed us around. Now, I was trading in my Hyundai i10, and so she asked for the paperwork and the keys, but I'd actually left some stuff in the car, and we were parked on completely the other side of the car park. So she said, "Oh, why don't you just take the new car to the old car, get your stuff out of it, and then come back?" So we did that. So I got in, and within like 20 seconds, I was just driving the car off, which was a bit, didn't have time to sort of, it's a new car, brand new car. Yeah, it was a bit weird getting in the car and just driving off so quickly. But anyway, that's what happened. We went to the old car, grabbed my stuff, came back. But yeah, the other reason that makes me think they were kind of in a rush is she took my paperwork, she took the key, she didn't really look at it. I didn't show any ID to anyone. Yeah, she didn't really check the paperwork, and she didn't ask me where I parked my car, and I'd forgot, and it didn't occur to me to mention it either. And this is a massive shopping mall. They've probably got 5,000 spaces spread over acres of car park. So anyway, I hope they found it, but yeah, I got the impression they were very rushed and just trying to get people through as quickly as possible. But that's not to say they weren't giving, answering any questions we had. I think they did a good job. I'm just saying they seemed busy. She did show us all the cables and everything that are supposed to come with the car. In fact, there was one cable that was missing, so she sort of took it out of another car and gave it to us. Unfortunately, the 16 amp round plug, which I need to plug it into my 16 amp outlet at home, doesn't come with the car anymore. It only comes with the 3-pin wall charger that only charges at like 4 miles. It only gives you 4 miles of range per hour. So if you are getting a car, make sure you have the right leads ordered as well. So after she'd sort of checked that we were okay, then we sort of just drove the car over to the other side of the car park to kind of have a look at it, have a look around it, just kind of get a bit more acquainted before we drove off, but also to see if there was anything wrong with it, because Tesla did have some issues with the Model 3 early on in the process, sort of back in 2017 and 18 when they were first making it, and as a result, I think maybe it's got a kind of a reputation, and there's people who've made like checklists of lots of things you should check and things that are commonly wrong with cars, even straight off the production line. So I had one of those lists with me, but there's two things that make that really difficult. First of all, in the moment, maybe it's the sort of adrenaline, excitement of having a new car, but also, you know, the fact that there's someone there with you, and you want to, and you know, they want to get you through the process. It just makes it really difficult to check things over. But also, if you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you'll see lots of little things, and you think, oh, that might be something wrong, but it's not. You know, there were two things that I saw. I saw sort of a little white spot on the paintwork, and I thought it was like a chip out of the paint. But it wasn't. It was just, and I said that to the lady when she was there. She's like, no, and she just rubbed it off. It was just like soap because they'd washed the car, and just tiny little thing. So you know, you hear that the paintwork is bad, so you start seeing, oh, maybe that's the bad paintwork, but it's not. You know, now the cars, 99% of the cars are absolutely fine coming off the line. So yeah, you kind of it's awkward. You kind of think you see problems, but they're just not problems. Another thing was there was a little bit of sort of condensation in the back light, I think because they just washed it, some water got in there, but it's got holes, a little hole in the light so that air can get in and that can come out, and yeah, and that's fine, it's gone now. But yeah, we checked that all the lights were working. We got in the car, we sat in all the seats, we sat in the back, and we wound down all the windows, wound them up again, make sure everything was working, and everything was perfect. Ben got underneath the car to have a look. He said it was just perfectly flat. There's nothing really to see. Yeah, I mean, what else did we do? We checked the VIN number, but yeah, I thought I was prepared to give it a thorough checking over, but in the moment, it's a lot easier said than done. Yeah, on the way home, I looked at the screen and I thought, it doesn't seem to be doing the full self-driving. Like, this part of the screen here has the visualization, and there was nothing showing up there. Just my car was showing up there. So I thought, it doesn't have the full self-driving that I paid for. But then I remembered that you have to drive it for a few miles for the cameras and things to calibrate, and that that calibration hadn't completed and was happening. So yeah, so partway through the journey, I think it came up with a notification saying that the cameras have been calibrated, and it started seeing all of the other cars and traffic cones and things on the screen, which is really cool. And it's only the standard range plus, it's not the performance, but it's still, you know, really got some acceleration when you put your foot down, and the acceleration just sort of keeps going, you know. I mean, I'm used to a Hyundai i10, very, you know, not a very powerful car at all. So for me, that's really, you know, a really big difference, and it's really awesome. So yeah, I've had it a few days now, and I haven't found anything wrong with it. It's by far the best car I've ever had. I highly recommend it. There's still a few things that I'm getting used to, and a lot of things that I haven't set up yet. Just navigating through the menus, setting up the Sentry mode and things like that, setting up the profiles. So I'm going to make lots of videos about all of those things, setting up all the different features as I get to know the car. So if you're interested to join me in that journey, then make sure you subscribe to the channel And if you're still watching this video after all this time, then why don't you give the video a thumbs up? And yeah, let me know in the comments, what would you like to see? What would you like to know about the car? And what would you like to see me doing with it? Because I do want to make lots more videos, and I hope you will watch those videos as well as this one. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.